All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we are glad that you are all here and hoping everybody's having a great Friday. And before we get going, I just want to make sure that everything is okay. You guys can hear me? Sound check?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes. Okay, good. All right. So for our viewers, if you have questions, just toss them into the question box and we will get to them towards the end of the spotlight. And then also we try to answer them later on, and there will be a giveaway. We're going to be doing a gift card. So at the end for the Razor Company. So do stick around for that one. But yeah, so right. Also, yeah, let's get started. So thank you guys, Jake, Ashley. Thank you for taking the time to come out and hang out with us and to do this, take time out of your schedule. So yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it's always good because we get to come and do this on a Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Every Friday night we do this. So it's definitely an honor to get you on here, and also to, just being able to have a good time. So I'm Angelo.
I'm Crystal, and every Friday night we interview the biggest names in traditional shaving. If that interests you, be sure to join. Or
Yes.
subscribe.
Be sure to stick around for sure. We always like to have people. So, but yeah, so tonight we got Jake and Ashley from Yates Precision Manufacturing, and you guys have been in the game since 2018. So yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself and how you guys got started.
All right, so I'll go first.
There you go.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so I'm Jake, obviously. So let's see, how did I get started in this?
Well, originally it started in 2018. You wanted to find a side hobby outside of just your day job, and you tried, what, blacksmithing?
Yeah, so I've tried a few. So let me go back. My turn. So I'm a mechanical engineer by degree. I was working as a manufacturing engineer at a medical facility where we made hips, knees, vertebrae, so we're making implants, working with titanium, stainless steel, and plastics. While there, I enjoyed it so much, I decided to pick up a machine of my own and just do it kind of on the side for a hobby and see where it took me. I did it on nights and weekends for a while, mostly just contract manufacturing, making whatever came in the door. So then, as you said, in 2018, my dad brought me this thing. It was a thing to me at that time because I had no idea what it was. It turns out it was a safety razor. This was the end of 2018, so like December-ish. And he's like, "Hey, you think you can make one of these?" I'm like, "Sure, what is it?" So, he was like, "Oh, it's a 3-piece safety razor." So I started using that one. I don't even remember which one it was. It was one of the more popular Amazon specials that you get. And so over the next few months, I just started kind of reverse engineering that one and designing my own and posting about it on social media. And I had intended on only making a few for friends and family, which tends to be the way these things start. And people started expressing interest. So we opened up a pre-order, did about 100 out of the gate on the pre-order. And then that's pretty much been it ever since. I've been in the shop full-time for a year and a half. So I came full-time in my shop last January. So yeah, so that was a big step, but it was, I reached the point where it was either scale back and stay at my full-time job and dial things back, or jump in with both feet.
Into it,
So
take the risk.
So 18 months later, we're still eating most of our meals and paying most of our bills, so that's good. But no, so that's the short of it. I am no expert in wet shaving. I'm still no expert in wet shaving. I didn't know much about it when I started, and I was thrown into the fire because I released that first one, and then some of you experts got a hold of it and started asking me questions. I didn't know what it was. What's the blade gap? What's the blade exposure? And I was like, oh, I better start learning some stuff. I didn't know this was a thing. So I know that now, and I've learned a lot along the way, and I learn something new every day. But again, I'm no expert, which is why I typically defer to my customers who are the experts, and I try to listen to them as much as I can as far as suggestions and things go. So that's the quick rundown on me.
Yates Precision.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
And Ashley, what's your degree in again?
So my degree is business management with a concentration in finance, and so I feel like that has obviously been very helpful. Even though when I had kids, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom and then just try to help out as much as I could. But now, I would say I'm out here probably part-time because the kids are still at home, especially now with summer break. But yeah.
So there's the quick rundown of how we got started. We started with one CNC machine, and now we're up to 5. This machine behind us here does the majority of all of our razor head production. So the base plates and the top caps, this thing runs quite a lot. I actually just shut it down just for the podcast right now. So you guys are killing my production. So.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so,
Just giving the machine a rest for a second.
Yeah.
yeah, it's too loud. So, but yeah, so we have 5 CNC machines, and we have right now 2 part-time, just summer interns that have been working for us for a while. And then probably come fall, I'm going to need to hire another full-time person to kind of alleviate our load a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, get the boys in there, man.
Couple more years. Couple more years. They do more harm than good right now.
Nice. So yeah, so I mean, so we got that going. So like the brand, like Yates itself, you know, so I know we kind of touched on that, like the history and the background, but like, you know, Yates itself. So, you know, how did that come about?
I mean, as far as the actual name, it was, it was like a night of like, oh, what's some good machine shop names? Because at the time, I wasn't planning on making safety razors. I was just planning on being a machine shop. So,
like a job shop.
Yeah.
I remember, we just had our notebook and.
Who made the logo? You?
Me.
So she made the logo. Ashley made it.
Sorry. I don't know. But yeah, we just had a notebook, just writing down different types of, I guess, machining names. Yeah. But we liked Yates Precision. So.
AI wasn't much of a thing back then, or else I would have just asked Chat GPT to make one for us. So. But no, I mean, we kind of just stuck with it with our razors, and yeah, it's Yates Precision Manufacturing. We probably should be like Yates Precision Razors or something that's a little bit more SEO friendly, but it's too late to change now, so we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, but I like you guys' logo is fire. I mean, it's simple, it's clean, well done.
Thanks.
Proper. And
Appreciate it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you said, Jake, this is full time, right? So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is it. This is yeah. Well, I don't know that I ever actually leave this place because our shop is also about 30 yards from our house, and I can see all the lights on the machine from our bedroom window. So it'll be 11 o'clock, and I can see a flashing red light.
There's an alert.
Yeah, so 11 o'clock.
Like,
come out here in my pajamas and fix the machine. So.
The best work clothes ever.
Yeah.
Yes. What roles do each of you play in the company, and how do you divide responsibilities?
Well, I'm the beauty and she's the brains. So
yeah,
same.
So I'll go first. I'm obviously the more engineering mind, so I do the designing and the programming of the machines, setting up the machines, pretty much. Yeah, from design to finished product is me, and then you.
And then I'll do I do our websites, I do marketing, ads, blog posts,
emails,
shipping, keeping the machines running. So.
Oh wow.
A lot.
Yeah. So actually, yeah. I mean, I'll set machines up.
I'm like the behind the scenes type of work.
I'll set machines up, and if no one else is available and she's available, she'll keep machines running. She'll sandblast, bead blast, clean and passivate, so all the supplemental steps she's pretty good at.
Hopefully soon, our sandblaster will be.
Oh yeah, we're working on automating our. I don't know if you saw. We're automating our sandblasting process. So all of our stone wash razors have to get sandblasted, which is a very manual process.
Just stand there.
So we work with our former college intern for his senior design project. They designed and built our automated sandblasting system, which is in the process of being set up.
Yeah,
so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, I know we got comments to talk about this too. I mean, you guys' packaging is, and I'm a big packaging kind of guy. So presentation and stuff like that, well done.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Thanks. Yeah, so that's something that maybe you don't think about right away. Like, you make this razor and like, all right, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to get it to the customer. And I'm like, oh boy. So it's gone through some iterations, and we machine all the foam in-house and all the silhouettes and stuff. So we do that here. We purchased the tins, but yeah, it's been an evolution as far as the packaging goes. I'm pretty happy with where it is. I'm sure it'll continue to evolve, but I think it's functional and aesthetically pleasing, and we try to make it so that it's reusable, so you don't just get it and then just throw it away. You can store your razor in it. So
yeah,
there has been some thought and some headaches that went into our packaging, and like you said, it's not the thing you think about first, but it is important.
It's very important.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. When I got my Miracle razor, my Taco razor. Thank you.
Hey, that was a Women's Day giveaway. So technically, I mean, it's my taco razor because
Yeah, you have a nice taco razor.
Women's Day giveaway.
Yeah, that's nice.
It shaves really well. I love it.
I mean, me too. Sure.
Well, we'll get you one too, Chris.
Yes,
Nice.
I'll send you one.
She's a big Rose fan, by the way.
Okay. We'll send you a rose one.
Your guys' stuff is just fire. I'm sorry. It is just amazing. So
Thank
now
you.
this is a very big question.
Yes.
Are you both wet shavers?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yay! Get so excited.
Yes.
Yes.
It took some convincing for Ashley in the early goings.
Well, that was before we knew about the different blades and the different base plates, and I was walking out of the shower like, oh my gosh, I just cut myself to death. But
So we originally shipped all of our razors with feather blades, which, as everyone now knows, they're pretty aggressive, pretty sharp. And that's what she was using, and she was
like I
herself.
was
And then she switched to Persona Reds and now the Gillette Nastics.
yeah, and it was just like instant
so
game
now
changer.
she's
So,
good. But yeah,
yeah.
I always tell people, even if I didn't make safety razors, never made them, I would absolutely be using them just because, I mean, it's such a
difference.
Yeah, it's a
Huge
much
difference.
a much more pleasant experience. I enjoy shaving now. I'm honestly a very lazy shaver. Like, I just shaved before this because it's been like 3 days and I'm like, I should probably shave. So I usually go like 3-4 days in between shaves, and that's how I've always been. But now it's enjoyable. It's not like a cartridge razor and you're like ripping your hair out as you go.
Yeah.
And so so I enjoy it now. And
we are.
yeah, I never thought 4 or 5 years ago that this is what I was going to do for a living. But
Now we live and breathe it.
Yeah, here we are. So.
I'm curious, how has your company's evolved since it began, like when you first started?
Yeah, quite a bit.
We used to have gravel floors in here.
Yeah, so as far as like where we're sitting now, I mean, as far as like structural evolution, where we're sitting now was a gravel floor like 2 years ago.
Big garage.
So we've kind of grown into this space that we're in, so it's kind of segmented. But I mean, as far as a company goes, we've grown quite a bit. When we first started manufacturing these razors, we really didn't know much about or anything about marketing a product, shipping a product. Like, I knew manufacturing. I knew how to design a product. I knew how to make it. But all the other things that go along with running a business, even the accounting side, the bookkeeping, all of that has been a...
Learn as you go.
Yeah, it's been a, we've learned all the other aspects. And again, when you're starting a business, I mean, there aren't things you think about right away. Like, oh, I have to keep track of my books now. I have to market this product. I have to...
You have a website that you have to keep up with.
Yeah,
you have to have product photos.
Yeah.
All these little things that you don't really think about.
So it's been a quick evolution, and we're going to continue to evolve. going through some things now where we're trying to really improve our processes to get our lead times down, because it's no secret that our lead times are long, especially in our BYORs. So we're working very hard to get them down. The goal there is to be able to turn a custom razor around in a week, which I think we can get to. So we're working on that. And then I don't know if it's super public knowledge, but we own Wet Shaving Club now, so we are Wet Shaving Club. So,
I didn't know that. This is very exciting.
Yeah. We never really announced it.
We never really announced it. We kind of kept it hush-hush.
It wasn't a secret. We just didn't get around to announcing it. But in the fall of last year, we purchased it from the owners, who they were great people. They did a great job launching the company. Great to work with. We designed their razors, manufactured their razors, the America and the Winning. And they were just ready to part ways with it and move on to other things. So we purchased it from them. And now that's another thing. So that's they used a whole different website platform, all different marketing.
Trying to transfer it over everything to ours. So it's
we go ahead.
So is is that going to stay separate, or is it just, okay?
At least,
so you're going to have
at least at least in the foreseeable future, we're going to operate them as separate entities. I think the Wet Shaving Club offers a good product for newcomers to shaving, and it happens to be the America Razor is a good razor, but it's that company is more geared towards getting people away from cartridge razors and into the wet shaving game. Lower price points. So we're going to continue to operate it that way. We get I've gotten a lot of emails lately, like, "Hey, when's the America going to be back in stock?" Well, again,
fine.
Yeah, it'll be soon. We've been working on those processes as well to keep them in stock. Been a lot of work on the back end, but we're getting there. And then the goal is to keep America razors in stock, and then we're bringing the Winning razor back as well.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
nice. Because I know people are going to ask.
Yeah, it'll be back.
People loved it. Yeah, they loved it.
It's a good razor. No real frills to it, but it shaves well.
Yeah.
We're going to make some improvements to the top cap because it was had a suction-y feeling that we want to alleviate. So we're going to fix that, and that's all. That's on the top of the to-do list. So I'd expect it. Hopefully by the end of summer, Winnings will be back in stock and rolling. So
nice.
Yeah.
The magnets.
Yeah.
On the bottom is just genius. I love it. Not only that, because I can take my razor, because my sink is metal, so I can set it down when I'm cleaning everything, and it'll stay. Thank you for that.
So, I can't take credit for that. That was actually the previous owners of the Wet Shaving Club. That was their idea, and I said, yeah, sure, we can do that. It is not my favorite process of gluing magnets into the bottom.
You don't even do
it. Exactly. I outsource it. I outsource it to her or to our interns, because it's literally a very manual process using.
Well, thank you, Ashley. For
that.
Yeah,
so it takes a lady's touch.
Yeah. It does. It really does. I'm not very good at it, so that's also why I
handle
like
the
it.
delicate.
But yeah, so.
Nice. So what distinguishes Yates from everybody else on the block, from the competition?
I guess it depends on which competition you're talking about. I saw Chris from Carve is on here, and I think Carve and us are very similar in that we operate machine shops and also make safety razors, and his razors are awesome. So again, now if you're talking the less expensive razors that you get on Amazon, a lot of those are metal injection molded and then chrome coated. So the quality isn't as high with those. They're mass produced. You can't hold quite the tolerances you can with metal injection molding that you can with CNC machining. But those razors have their place too, because again, that gets people in the door in wet shaving, right? No one coming from a plastic cartridge razor wants to spend $150 on something they might not like. So that but they buy that.
They'll buy like a
$25 Merkur or
right
whatever,
out.
and then that gets them in the door. And then
So it's a step.
like I mean, once you start wet shaving, you're hooked for life. So then that gets them into
Try others, more high end.
Yeah. So I would say another thing that distinguishes us from some of the other companies is we do pretty much everything in-house, from design to manufacturing to shipping. That's both a blessing and a curse, because I design the razors, but then I also have to go set them up, run them, finish them, ship them, keep them in stock, which is keeping me from designing another razor or designing new product. So like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. It's nice being able to control all the processes in-house. It lets us kind of keep an eye on quality. It lets us iterate very quickly on new products. So, we can prototype things quickly rather than designing something, sending it out to another company to have them make it, bringing it back. That all takes time.
Change things and create custom.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is our BYOR, I think one of the questions I saw on the list is what is like your most popular product, and that has been, I knew it was going to be, well, I didn't know. I hoped it was going to be pretty popular. I didn't know it was going to be this popular. Being able to customize your razor and pick different things, custom engraving, and that's something that if we didn't do all the manufacturing in-house, we wouldn't be able to do. You can't send, one-offs to another company saying, hey, can you engrave this on this razor and then this on this one? You can't really do that. It's not cost effective. So having everything in-house kind of lets us do that. But like I said, it's a blessing and a curse too. There's some days where I wish I just designed them and had someone else make them. Anyways, that's, and honestly, like, I think there's enough room in this market. I don't really see anyone as competitors necessarily. I mean, competition's good. It kind of forces us to be better. But like I said, I think there's enough room in this market that there's enough of you guys out there that want to keep buying razors that you'll keep us all fed. So, yeah. So it's no secret that we make Caleb's razors for Aylesworth Razors. He's been great to work with. We actually just sent a shipment out today of his new titanium razor. So we just finished those up. Literally, like at the last second, we finished it.
We have to get these up.
But so no, like I said, I don't really see anyone as direct competitors. I think it's all pretty.
We look at it as more of a community.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit community, and
for sure.
Yes. Look at everyone that's watching right now.
Yeah.
54 people.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you ensure the quality of your products?
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
So we kind of try to build in quality with each process
before it moves to the next step.
Yeah. So with the machining step behind us, this machine has it's called a touch probe. So we can do in-process inspection right on the machine, where a little probe will come out and it can probe certain features and then tell you that dimension. And that pretty much just makes sure your process is running well. And if it finds something that's way out of spec, it'll stop running, alert you, and you can fix that. This machine also has tool breakage detection. If something breaks, one of the tools breaks, it'll know that, it'll stop running, so that way you don't have a bunch of scrap parts. Then when they come off the machine, we have I don't think I have any of them up here, but we have inspection sheets. So we inspect we inspect a certain amount of parts from each run, all the critical features. So there's a lot of hand checks. Then everybody at every step, whether it be, if they go to bead blast next, that person who's bead blasting knows to also look at all the parts when they're done and make sure nothing's wrong with them. So for parts that are out of spec to get out the door, it's not impossible, but it's pretty difficult because there's a lot of different eyes on them. And there's a lot of different steps where everyone should be looking at kind of all the critical features. But that's not to say, we've shipped bad parts. And when that happens, we 100% take care of the customer. If you ever get a bad part from us, please email us and we'll get you a new one as soon as possible. I think not have happened. Yeah, and I think there's some people maybe on here that can speak to that. Everyone makes mistakes and things tend to get out the door. So, yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of inspection that goes into safety razors, and probably coming from the medical industry, I would say I probably over inspect things, just because it's kind of what I'm used to.
Right.
So, yeah, but that kind of is our long and short of our inspection.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, because I mean, in a way, they're kind of like surgical instruments. I mean, we're using it to, perform a process, beard reduction on our faces, on our skin.
Yeah.
So, and you're using, razors, a scalpel face.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, you guys' stuff, I mean, it's definitely amazing, and it's the precision, and like, I know if I pick up a Yates product, I know that it's gone through the races for inspection, for quality, so there's no guesswork. So
appreciate that. We try our best here.
Yeah.
I know that you guys said your best-selling product is what, your BYOR?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why do you think that is so popular, like, in your personal opinion? Because
I think
I have my own
like custom. People like, oh, I'm the only one that has this. You know what I mean? And like, you can make it your own.
Yep. You're the only one with taco razor. Yeah, I think the customization is key. It's being able to personalize a product, I think, goes a long way. And there doesn't seem to be, there's at least nothing that I've seen like that on the market today in this industry. You can see it some in like the knife industry, some of the everyday carry industry. There's some personalization available with some laser engraving and stuff. But yeah, being able to kind of pick and choose each of your components, your finishes, your materials, and custom laser engraving is...
You just don't get that.
Right. And now while that looks great on your end, on the front end, that requires quite a lot on the back end. I think one of our customers put it out there, the number of combinations that there are, and it's in like the tens of thousands of different combinations. So we have to manage all that on the back end here, which is part of why our lead times are a little bit long right now, because we were out of stock of some base plates, or
you were waiting on material forever.
Right, we had issues with material. So one thing we're doing is we're really improving our inventory tracking and our reordering system, and it's already paying dividends. We're hammering through the backlog right now. So yeah, I would say that's, back to your original question, why it's so popular. I would say the customization is why. And we when we first released our razor, it had a 4-inch handle, right? And it was a love-hate relationship for some people. Some people loved the long length of the handle, and some people hated it, which is fine. Now being able to choose from 4 different handle lengths, that kind of covers the spectrum, and everyone's at least somewhat happy. So yeah, I would say customization is the main reason why that product has taken off.
Yeah, and like the different color combinations, the finishes, oh my gosh. And then the special engraving. I mean, you can personalize it. You can make it an heirloom, a gift. Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
So,
You'll be getting an email.
Parents, children.
We've seen some pretty creative combinations people have come up with too.
And like some we don't even think of, and then I'm like, oh, I like this. Like when I'm making it, I'm like, I want one of these. Yeah, so
different finishes. Someone will get a stone wash top cap and a bead blast base plate and has machine handle. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't put that together.
Brass, but I don't know, but it looks
So
yeah. No, it's just an amazing type of thing. So with that, I mean, that's definitely something that's new and has been taken off by storm, which is awesome. So how do you keep up with like the latest and greatest, like the innovations and stuff like that? Like, how do you guys do that? I mean, like us, I mean, we're, if you see us, we're on Instagram, we're always, seeing what's going on. So how do you guys achieve that?
Same way. We're stalking you guys everyone on Instagram too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's
stick with the trends.
Yeah, and it's a community, so we follow what everyone else is doing, or and honestly, I'm overdue to launch a new razor and a new design, which is also on my to-do list. I have some ideas, but yeah, I mean, we just, like you said, we just kind of listen to the community. I try to be as active as I can on Facebook groups and on Instagram and on forums, and I try to be, like I said, I'm no expert, so I always defer to the customers as far as, you know, what people want and
all the feedback.
Yeah, like when we first launched our razor, you know, me not knowing anything about razors, I had a non-standard thread on them. I had a 1024 rather than 1030, rather than 1032 or M5. And when I launched it, everyone's like, "Oh my God, why do you have a 1024 thread?" And what is it? I'm like, I don't know. I just picked one that I thought would be pretty good. And then I did some research and like, well, we can't use other handles. And I'm like,
oh, sorry.
I didn't know people use other handles on Facebook. I'm sorry. So after the first 75 or 100 razors, we switched to 1032 threads. So at least they're more common and you can use other handles on them. Yeah. So I still don't do metric here. You know, this is America. Yeah, for standard units. But no, I mean, that, like I said, we just try to listen to the community because I am no expert in shave. I watch tons of everyone that posts their shave of the day videos on YouTube or on here. I watch those. I learn techniques for shaving every day because, again, I'm a shaving hack when it comes to that. So I just I've gotten better though. So look, I just shaved.
You're doing great. Look great.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? It's good.
What has been the biggest challenge Yates has faced as a company, and how have you overcome it?
I got one.
Oh, okay. What's yours?
I would say, and again, it's a good problem to have, but just the rapid growth. Going from making 50 or 100 out of the gate to all of a sudden, I'm literally like, I'm just looking at, there's
stacks.
There's razor parts all around us. And so that creates an issue when you're only
a one-man team too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're looking at, well, I'm the one full-time employee and part-time, and then we have to
gotta sell when I can. Yeah.
So the rapid growth has been a bit of a struggle, and by all means, I'm not complaining. Please keep ordering razors. Bury me over here.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to figure out how to produce all those razors. Yeah. You got to figure out how to ship all those razors. Why do I look like I've gotten into Ashley's makeup bag? I see that one. I think I did. I put some aftershave kind of lotion on there.
Looks good. You look good.
I don't know. I saw my name.
Hey, he's camera.
You look nice though.
I know, like what?
Yeah. Sorry. Anyways.
Speaking of rapid growth, you guys showed something on your stories today. And it was very fun.
The soap spoon.
And I guess what it was, and I was like, I want one. 10 or
by all means, they're up there. We've done. We actually, so we did a small run of those soap spoons earlier, and this was a great example of me just listening to customers. I actually came across a Facebook post, and people were like, "Oh, what do you guys scoop your soap with?" And so I read through it, and people are using like guitar picks and Baskin Robbins spoons, and I was like,
I wouldn't have thought of that, but okay.
So I was like, well, I can
make something like that.
I can fill that void a little bit. So we have a water jet here. I bought some thin titanium, and I just made a quick shape and water jet it, stone washed it, laser engraved it, and they've been pretty popular. Since we did the first run of them, and they sold out pretty quickly, and then we just restocked and we made a ton of them, so they shouldn't run out anytime soon.
I like
but, yeah, and
they also do make good keychains.
I was just gonna say they make great keychains.
Yeah, we're all suckers for swag, by the way. Oh my gosh.
I would say you can probably use it as a guitar pick. I'm no guitarist, but sorry, I was reading comments again. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Red
Island Shaver, J-Mac, he's a beautiful master guitarist. Yeah, he'd be one to talk to. That's a guy right there.
I don't know.
I had to get one for him. So out of all the stuff that you've made so far, what has been your favorite, like number one thing?
I don't know. I feel like it has to go back to our original Razor.
So
That's where it all began.
I would say my favorite thing that we've done so far would have been our rainbow PVD razors that we did a while back. So we did a run of just rainbow PVD coated stainless razors, and I think aesthetically those were pretty good looking, and they sold quickly and very well. That we need to probably make more of them.
Yeah.
But
I liked those.
I was thinking about that question today, and I get quite a few emails asking, "Hey, when are these going to be back in stock?" So maybe I should make some more of them. But our goal, I would like to do some limited edition stuff a few times a year, something that comes about every once in a while. Get a little bit more creative with some things. So that's on the radar. My to-do list is getting quite long, but I'm gonna try to start knocking some of them out.
Nice. Because I know now we're getting into travel time. Any thoughts on like a travel size type of razor?
I feel like last year you talked to me about that briefly.
Yeah, so I would like to, and it is on our to-do list. I literally have it written down. I would like to do something maybe a little bit smaller, maybe make it out of aluminum, something a little bit lighter. So we used to offer the leather travel cases that everyone seemed to like. Unfortunately, the artisan that made those called it quits on his business, so we can't get those made anymore, and we are by no means leather workers at all. So we're trying to come up with a solution there. But as far as a travel size razor, it is on our to-do list. We actually work pretty closely with a local backpacking company. They make very lightweight gear for long backpacking treks, and he and I have spoken about making a lightweight razor for backpackers, because there's a lot of these guys who do this ultra backpacking, and if you search like Reddit or the forums, they'll talk about, hey, what razor you guys bring, and they usually their razor weighs as much as their tent does, because they're always worried about ounces.
Like ounces.
Yeah. So
how much weight do you have on your back?
So the goal there is to make a lightweight, probably more geared towards the outdoorsy kind of people, but could also serve as a travel razor.
Yeah, because I remember Gillette had those little baby ones.
Yeah.
And the old ladies razors, if you saw them, I mean, they were like, tiny.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
stuff like that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. What is it like working together, and how do you balance your work life with your personal life, especially since you're
Yeah.
Oh. Ah, I kicked the thing. I feel like we work pretty well together. We do. We have our.
He's like.
So
we have our moments, but
yes.
Keep the coffee flowing. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the key.
So I am quite particular, probably too particular, and I'll show Ashley how to do something a certain way, and then maybe
then he's like,
then I'll micromanage a little bit.
are you measuring it correctly? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So
leave me alone.
Yeah, I've tried to tone it back a little bit, but it's hard for me. And I mean, all in all, she's right. We work pretty well together. I'm not saying there haven't been some curse words thrown back and forth a couple times out here, but that's yeah, she's pretty. He listens. Business 101.
She's pretty.
Took a few times for me to learn that, but that's true.
Good man.
No.
Yeah. So no, I
But then I also think we're the same but different. Where my ideas, like I might think of things that he doesn't think of, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of blend.
We complement each other pretty well. I will say, work-life balance is difficult. For one, having the shop so close to our house, it's hard for me to separate myself Yeah.
I'm like, I'm home. I'm done. He's like, but what about this? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I typically work like 8:30 or 8 to 5. Yeah. I'm out in the shop, but if I'm home, I'm out here loading up the machine or starting the machine. I mean, I typically come shut the shop down at like 11:30 and set the machines up to run overnight. So it is hard for me to kind of separate, which has been, it was great while I was working full time still, because it allowed me to keep things running. But now that I'm in full time out here, it's it's a little bit difficult. But
I think you do a good job, because you also really do stay active with like the kids' life. Like he coaches baseball. Like I feel like we do a ton of family stuff together.
Yeah, we do. And the kids enjoy being out in the shop too. So they're usually running
we make
around
it fun.
Yeah.
Right, and the puppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
She hasn't been out here in a while though.
No, she's
huge.
She's huge, and she's at the age where she's like, well, she's a German Shepherd, so she's like always on and very energetic and always curious as to
like what's going on.
Yeah, so she can't like relax out here with all the machines making noise and stuff. So,
So what has been like, I'd have to say, the biggest like challenge, I'd have to say.
Biggest challenge.
Like in starting the business, or just
as a husband, wife, entrepreneur team.
Oh, husband and wife entrepreneur team.
What is challenging? I don't know. Like that's the thing. It's like we do complement each other so well, and I feel like we both started at the same level. Whereas like he knew engineering, I knew business, and then we just kind of tried to work together and help each other out, and we started from nothing and just grew together. So
I mean, probably just learning to work together at the start was a little bit difficult, and learning each other's tendencies and how to
run a business.
She tells me at least once a week to talk to her like she's my wife, not one of my employees.
It's like I'm one of the guys out here, and I'm like,
so
I'm your wife.
If you've ever been in a machine shop, the language there is a little bit different than the at-home language.
I don't curse or like, you know what I mean? So then if he drops something, I'm like, what did you just say? And he's like, we're in a machine shop, babe. Well, no, I know. No.
How the brush is coming along, we can address that in a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. So, because you got this is what I like. That's amazing. That's different than a lot of people is, because Jake, I mean, you were a machinist before, so you brought all of that knowledge into the wet shave community, which is awesome. So you had that, training and everything like that, and just applied it to something like a safety razor. So, so how do you do it? Like, because I know like I said, you do it with with your training. So modern technology into something that's like traditional shaving, so when you when you first started get going with this, so how did you go through that process? Like you said, your dad brought it to you. So what was that like?
Yeah. So let me back up a little bit. I will probably never call myself a machinist. I play a machinist. I try to be a machinist, but I have met real machinists, and I am not one. The real machinists are the guys that can take a print and on a manual, old school mill or lathe, just turn it into a beautiful work of art. And they know tricks of the trade that guys that have been doing this for 40 years. So while I try to be as much of a machinist as I can, I don't want to take away from the actual machinists out there. I think I've come a long way. So as far as, bringing machining and engineering into the wet shaving world, I kind of I treated it like a part, right? Like no matter what it is, if you give me a print or a model, at the end of the day, it's just a part, right? It's got certain tolerances, it's got certain features made out of a certain material. So it's really just a systematic approach of, from going from idea to designing that 3D model, to then programming it for the machine and finishing it. So it's not, I used to make like hips and knees, right? And it was the same idea. It didn't matter if it was a hip or a base plate for a safety razor. They're relatively close in size, and they're made from pretty much identical materials. So at the end of the day, it's just taking a model and turning it into something that you can hold in your hand. So it's just that's kind of the systematic approach to machining anything. Is most of the stuff that, like, if you run a job shop or a contract manufacturing shop where you're just quoting parts for other companies and trying to win other work, usually you don't know what they are anyways. It'll be stainless ring, and you don't know what it goes to. So now I know what these are, but at the end of the day, it's kind of the same, just making a part.
Nice. Bravo for being humble. That is awesome. Well done. Well said. I love it.
Would you guys be willing to share any developments or innovations that you have, like in the works?
Yeah, so someone asked about our shave brushes, which we did some prototypes a while ago, and they went very well. We got good feedback. Everything's pretty much finalized. I just need to make them. And the goal there would probably be, again, by the end of summer to have them done, which I don't think is completely unreasonable.
Depends on if you have a free machine.
Yeah, so right now the lathe that makes those brushes are, thanks Jeremy. Jeremy was one of our beta testers. Yeah. So right now the machine that makes them is pretty booked up for probably the next month and a half. But they're on the schedule. They're going to be made. So it's just a matter of getting machine time. Other new-ish products would be the revised winning razor and bringing it back. Other than that, longer term, I will launch another razor. I am torn between a single edge or an adjustable. I kind of want to make like a over-engineered adjustable razor. Because nice. I think they're cool, but I haven't decided yet. So
I guess you can make a poll.
Yeah, and again,
listen to the customer.
Yeah, we can do that. So
I say both, but then hey, that's just me.
both will happen. It's just a matter of
what comes first.
Right.
Both.
There's a lot of single edge and injector lovers in the crowd too. So
yeah, I do like the injector style razors, and I think, but something about the complexity of the adjustable razor kind of piques my interest. So there's a lot of components to those. I also like butterfly razors just because of how they're kind of cool and intricate. So that's like I said, I got a million ideas and only a certain amount of time, so they all will happen. I just don't know what order they're going to happen in. Someone voted injectors.
But yeah, I mean, a Yates adjustable. Oh my gosh, that would be fire. That would be amazing.
Yeah, so it'll happen. It'll happen. Other than that, we're working. Like I said, our main priority right now is our BYOR processes and getting lead time down. Aside from getting America's back in stock, I'm probably the brushes and the winning razor. I won't do much until I'm down to like a 1 week lead time on BYORs, which is where I want to be, because I don't want people waiting 6 or 8 weeks for a razor. I know like it's stressful on my end because I get people asking, "Hey, where's my order?" And I understand. So I got to get that taken care of, which I said we're making great headway on. So if you've ordered a BYOR and you're waiting on it, I promise it won't be much longer.
In the works.
If you had to start over from the beginning, what, if anything, would you do differently?
So I thought about this earlier since you guys graciously sent the list of questions ahead of time. And the cliche answer, and probably the true one, is I wouldn't change anything because here I am and it got me to where we are, which is super cliche. But
I feel like you just have to do it. I mean, we were probably in the worst spot to do it because we had a newborn and a 2-year-old.
Yeah, that's
no sleep, and he's all like, "Hey, I'm going to start a business." And I'm like,
yeah. So the time is probably not great.
But it's like,
just trying to get sleep.
I'm like, okay, yeah. And I mean, I remember bringing the baby monitor out to help him after the kids would go to bed. And I mean, we were tired, but at the same time, there's really never the right time to do something. If you want to do it, you just got to do it. Right. So yeah, we pushed through.
I mean, structure. Like, I did think of one thing that's kind of small is like the space that we're in is a building that we added onto, and it's about 2,000 square feet. But we only finished each section as we needed to add machines, so it's kind of
choppy.
It's kind of disjointed and tight.
It's a maze.
I think if I had to go back, I would just finish the entire open space. But yeah, I didn't know I was going to be doing this. Like, I thought I was going to have one machine doing it as a hobby, and then all of a sudden I had 2 machines, then 3. Now we have 5. So we kind of had to finish the building as we went, which makes it.
Well, and originally it was split in half. Yeah. If you come in here, it's like split because half was supposed to be my dad's for his workshop, which is now up at their house, and then half was supposed to be ours, and so we just kind of took over.
Yeah.
We're like, sorry, thanks, Dad.
that would be one thing I'd change. I'd just put a building up and have it all open space. But if you go into a lot of older machine shops, they look a lot like ours does because that's how people do it. Is they
add on as you need it.
Because you don't want to pay to heat space that you're not using, or cool space that you're not using, or clean space, or put concrete in space that you're not using. So that's kind of what we did. But we will move into a proper shop at some point. But right now, this gets the job done.
Yeah,
it's good to us.
Right. Plus, it saves you a lot of money on gas for the commute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing like.
Again, a blessing and a curse because she always knows where I am and she can always get to me. But
I'll be like, "Kids, go get Dad." And then I come running into the shop.
That's so awesome. I love it. Love it. All right. Now we can get to some of these questions. Viewers, let's see what we got here. Let me see here. Well, that was a question that Deacon asked. Yates ever put out an adjustable?
Yes.
So Scott Shaves, what would you recommend as a mild razor in your lineup?
So I always steer people towards our standard 921M. M stands for mid-level. It doesn't technically stand for mild because it's not. I wouldn't necessarily consider it a very mild razor. It's pretty efficient, but it's also, it's the mildest that we offer. Aside from that, if you need something milder than that, would be the America razor. It's slightly milder than our M plate. But yeah, I would just suggest the M base plate with either a solid or a scallop safety bar.
Yep. Own them both. Love them. As a guy who likes hyper mild, thank you. Let me see here. Ian said that he wants to confiscate your office chair.
This one?
Yes.
That is a good chair.
So, I have the crappy
chair. Her sucks. It's broken.
My arm fell off the other day.
Not your actual arm.
No, not my real arm. My chair.
Yeah, your actual arm. Kim Gray says that she actually loves her 921 with the ladies wildflower laser engraving.
That was very elegant. That was great.
Yeah. Her. I mean, I did the laser engraving, but she was very picky in particular about her flowers.
Every time he lasered, I was like, no. And then he's like, oh my gosh. So you have to like sandblast it, redo it. I was like, we have to get it right. So thank you. Thank you.
Now, why you do away with the winning razor? Why did that?
That wasn't us.
It wasn't us that.
Okay, that was okay.
We didn't own the company then. Yeah. They just told us that they were going to focus on the America razor. and do away with the winning, which I'm sure they had their reasons.
Yeah.
I thought the winning was a popular razor and seemed to sell just as well, if not a little bit better than America, but that's what they chose. So I now view it as a good opportunity to kind of revise it and improve it a little bit and then bring it back. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't us.
So to continue. Oh, okay, this is a good one. So Rob Fagan says, how long, in your opinion, should you give a new business? So how long should you give a new business time before calling it a day or for good if it's not working out?
That's a great question. And yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you define not working out. I would suggest that if you can ride out a day job and continue to build the company on the side, do that as long as you can. Until you get to the point, thanks Ken, I did have a good shave like 10 minutes before this podcast, or before this video. But yeah, ride it out until you're at your breaking point of working too much, which is where I was, and then make the decision. And again, at that point, like, sales were pretty good on our end. I had a lot of other contract manufacturing work that was kind of a safety net, but still it was a terrifying decision to make.
Like, it was a huge risk, but you were somewhat comfortable because you knew you had the work. Yeah, but as far as, you know, when to call it quits, I'm stubborn. So I believe that if you can survive and ride it out and survive in business long enough, that I think, you know, at the end of the day, I think it'll have to work out. Maybe that's not necessarily true, but we'll find out. So yeah, my biggest suggestion would be to maintain a day job, full-time job, to pay your bills, and then just try to grow the business as much as you can on the side.
Nice. Yes. I like it. I like it. Going through here. Okay, yep. So this is a so Kim Gray, followed up with that one. The marketing towards the 91 ladies flower engraved was genius. Yes. Definitely would love to see more of that.
Thank you.
And almost lost it. Sorry.
I was like, oh, froze.
I know, right? So Rush Shaves, would you ever consider doing, I think we kind of touched on that earlier too, aluminum?
Yeah, I would like to do aluminum. So people ask about aluminum razors and copper razors. A lot of people ask about copper. And
we had that a long time ago.
Not razors, just handles.
I know, just handles.
But the main sticking point is both of those materials require different tooling. So you can, but it's not efficient. But you can't really cut aluminum and copper with the same tools that you cut stainless and titanium with. So every time you switch to run aluminum or to run a copper razor, you'd have to, I mean, this machine holds 30 tools. So you're changing out all 30 of those tools. So it's not, I mean, it's not a great excuse as to why we haven't done it yet, but it is the main reason why we haven't done copper yet. Copper's a gummy material. It's not super easy to work with. It also oxidizes probably worse than brass does. So yeah, that's another thing like that I learned early on is like brass. I have very oily hands. So I can't handle a finished brass razor without having gloves on, or else before it even gets to the customer, it'll have my fingerprints oxidized on it. So the last thing we do is we rinse everything in alcohol, and then we don't touch it with bare hands after that. And copper does the same thing. But yeah, we'll definitely do aluminum because I like, I love the aluminum razors that Chris at Carve offers. You know, you can get creative with the different anodizing and different colors. So yeah, we'll definitely do aluminum, and copper will happen too.
Yeah.
Again, my to-do list is just
you should save this list.
Yeah. It only gets longer. It never gets any shorter.
Yeah, we are a very wanting bunch of sweat shavers.
Yeah. Yeah. They're all full of suggestions. I know that.
So so this is a kind of a two-part question. So DJ asked, so what is your go-to software? We're all about hardware right here, but what is your go-to software right now? And then I also saw you guys are offering some new software on your site.
Yeah. So my go-to is, I obviously made myself some of our brushes. So I use our prototype brushes. And I use, right now I'm using the soap that we offer we actually, I don't think I've listed it yet, but we have an evergreen scent soap that we're getting ready to list. And that was a cool collaboration and a partnership that we formed with another local company here. They're just north of us in Pittsburgh. Small family company like us. I think they have two kids, and it's called Love It Sundry, and they do all, and they do a variety of soaps, shampoos, dry shampoos, all that stuff, but they do shaving soap. So we partnered with them, and that's where we now get all of our pre-shave oils and soaps and things from, which has been good.
They're awesome.
So yeah, that's what I use, and again, sometimes I'm lazy, and when it comes to shaving, and sometimes I don't have time. So sometimes I'll, I don't even know what to say. Sometimes I'll use some. So Wet Shaving Club.
Don't say it.
Wet Shaving Club used to offer like a little pump shave soap, and they don't offer it anymore. I don't think. No, we don't offer it anymore. But we had some laying around, so sometimes I'll throw that on. If I have more time, I
get the big lather.
Yeah, which is what I enjoy more. But I don't know. It seems like
time rushing out the door.
Time is kind of limited these days. So, but
if you ever want to try any new shave gear as far as soaps, I know a place. I do have some of Heather's stuff from Zingarden, and I really like her products. I have the Watchman soap, which is like probably my favorite scent.
Very popular.
So yeah, I use that pretty frequently.
Yes.
Trying to think what other ones I have. I have a couple other ones. Subtle Arts soaps. I have some of his stuff. Yeah. I'm no expert in this field.
We just try lots of different
Which is why I defer to everybody else and see what everyone else is using.
And then we try.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I like the fact that you're going with somebody that's local.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That was really important to us.
Yeah. It makes it nice. We've been up to, they've been down here, and we've been up to visit their shop. And it's just, it makes it easier, and if we need something in a pinch, we can just run up and grab it. So, and we also like to support, local economy as much as we can. So
for sure.
Yeah. So do the same thing with coffee. So.
Yep, we do as well. So the guy that owns the backpacking gear also has a coffee roastery here in town, which is
very good. Yeah.
They roast some pretty good coffee. So, and I drink way too much coffee. So, yeah, I'm someone that can drink coffee all day up until about 9 p.m. and it won't affect my sleep whatsoever. And then I'll just wake up and do the same thing. So,
now this is a very important question. How do you drink your coffee?
Black.
Is there any other way? Black.
Yeah, my man.
I have to have half and half. You do just half and half? Okay, that's me. Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Black coffee.
I know. Blech.
Yep. Just feed it intravenously. I'm good.
Yep.
So we want to give away a gift card from the Razor Company. Ashley, would you make a number between 1 and 46, and we will count for the gift card.
We will just do 21, since that is our number.
Yep, 21.
So 21.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
You can reach better than me.
Oh, man.
So while she's counting, what is the name of that coffee place Because I would love to check it out.
It's called Hilltop Packs.
Yeah. So his backpacking company is called Hilltop Packs, and then his coffee company is called Hilltop Packs Coffee. So Hilltop Packs Coffee, and his backpacking company has quite a following on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hilltop Packs, and they make very lightweight backpacks right here in town, and they ship them all over the world, and they do well. So I definitely suggest following them. And we do quite a bit of work for them as well, making some of their stuff. So,
sorry, local boys are responding to a call.
They are.
Please stand by.
Yeah. It's like right.
It's right over there.
I can hear it a little bit.
Good boys. It's a responding EMT.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Oh yeah. Rush Shaves, Jeremy. Congratulations, you won $20 gift card to the Razor Company.
Can we change the number? 24. We picked 24. No, I'm just kidding.
Good job.
Good job, Jeremy.
Love it. Nice. I know there are some people asking about giveaways or wanting to donate. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., we have our live shave for the Razor Company that we do 9 a.m. Eastern time every Saturday morning. So if I missed anybody that wanted to donate giveaways, please, you could forward those to the Saturday morning. We would love to carry that on. One tradition I know that I do, if we have a spotlight or something, I try to incorporate something from the people that we interview to my morning shave.
Yep.
So guaranteed I'll be using my see, I shaved this morning. I could shave tonight. I'll be using my America Taco Razor tomorrow for the live shave.
I'm America Taco Razor.
I have something I can donate to the giveaway as well. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a razor sitting over here with no one's name on it right now. So.
We do. That's right. Okay.
Okay.
So.
There we go.
Well, good. Then you get to pick the number.
Go ahead, Jake. Pick the number 1 to 45.
1 to 45. I will go with 24.
Okay.
No, you
You
can
want me?
count.
I gotta reach. I got the shot. So while I'm counting, Ashley, I know you said that you've been updating and working on the website. So how's that going? As far as I know, you said that earlier, like this year, that you were been kind of upping your website game.
Did you just lose count?
No.
So updating the website as in like the What Shaving Club's website or our website?
Yeah, yours.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't have a marketing background, so everything that I do, I have had to learn through either YouTube or books or articles. But we found that the really big thing to focus on is SEO, which is search engine optimization. So that way, if someone types in safety razor, you want to be like on the top at like Google.
Yeah. So we put a lot of effort
We've
into
really been putting a lot of effort into it in terms of like keywords and just really going through each product and really making sure that the SEO is like top of top. Okay.
Yeah. So most of the work we've been doing is more on the back end for search engine optimization and improving and getting some blog articles out there and improving our our product write-ups and things like that.
Yeah, no, it looks good. I was checking it out earlier today when I was supposed to be working, but I work from home, so I know the boss. Yeah. So it looks really good.
Hey.
Andreas _HKWSS is the winner. I know that's kind of a long one. Andreas, congratulations.
All right, we'll get you a razor. So I'll just need a mailing address. We'll send it out.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. Well, man, you guys are so awesome. But I absolutely love everything that you guys do, and so I know it's bittersweet, but gotta get the kids to bed. So, but so this wraps up this week's Spotlight. Thank you again, Jake and Ashley from Yates Precision. It's definitely been a pleasure speaking with you guys. And again, thank you for taking time, just, to hang out with us and sharing, with all of us here. And so if people are still stuck around at the end, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for sticking around. And also, every Friday, 7:30, for the foreseeable future, we're going to be having these spotlights. So we do appreciate it. And yeah, so we'll get to see everybody again next week. And then, of course, I always extend this out to everybody. If Jake or Ashley, if you want, especially when she's on, 9 a.m. Saturday mornings. If you guys aren't busy, we do a live shave. You are more than happy to, if you guys want to jump on, we can get you on the schedule. We'd love to have either one of you for a live shave and chat that we do Saturdays at 9 a.m. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So,
thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We appreciate
taking
it.
The time.
And thanks to everyone that tuned in and everyone that supports our business. Like, I still can't believe that I get to do this, full time for my job and support my family with this. So appreciate you guys ordering stuff and being patient with us. We're going to get better and we're going to launch a lot more products. So stick around.
Look forward to it.
Yes, and we look forward to buying them.
Good. I look forward to you buying them.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you, guys. You guys have a good night. And the next round of coffee is on me.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
See ya.